Good evening, everybody. This is Laura Broom, the Chamber President, and I just want to thank you all for your time this evening. I'm excited about what we're going to do, and we're going to share a little bit about ourselves and have some time of recognition. Due to COVID, we much would prefer to do this all in person and hang out together. But due to that situation, we're going to try to do this online so that people can get to know us and that we can definitely give recognition to the people who've done awesome things. So thank you for being here, and I hope we enjoy our time together. I'm going to introduce Bert Binky, our past president. He is going to go ahead and lead us in our next activity.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Chamber installation event, dinner, drinks, whatever it is we're doing tonight. And like Laura said, sorry we couldn't do this in person, but rather than, Cindy, we can't make noise while we're over there, by the way. Little house cleaning business. You know, like I said, we would have loved to have been together this year, but we want to make sure we let you know who the new board is and recognize some of the people that have been important to us for the past year. So the first thing I want to do tonight is announce our, and you know what, this screen has knocked out my, there it is, it's over here. Our Volunteer of the Year for 2020. You know, it's been a tradition that the president every year gets to select somebody or some body of people that have done extraordinary things for the chamber. And this year, for me, you know, I could have went through the whole group of the board, the volunteers, and there's always, everybody could always be considered for this. But one person really did it for me this year. You know, he was kind of our five-tool player. If you follow baseball, the five-tool player means he can do everything. You could probably guess it's a he. So Brett, you probably don't know about this, but I'd like to give you our Volunteer of the Year award this year.
Oh, how exciting.
Brett is our retiring board secretary. And at one meeting, he gave me minutes within 5 minutes when the meeting was done. He's also been our business showcase co-chair. He was our meet, greet, and network chair for the last few years, and he's done a great job. He does a great job at everything he does. Brett, we appreciate you. I thank you on behalf of all of us. And, you know, when you think of a Volunteer of the Year, when somebody does so many things and does everything so well and does it from his heart, he does it for us. We certainly appreciate it. I know you're going to be even more appreciated this next few years when you become a coach to even more things for your kids and their athletics. So Brett, thank you. Congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Bert, and everyone. It's been a pleasure serving with you guys for the last year and the last 3 years. And I mean, when I kind of started my business here in Frankfort in 2016, one of the first things I did was sign up to become a member of the chamber, just because I knew I wanted to be involved and active in the community. And, you know, quickly thereafter was on the board. I think it was 2018. So just a year later, I would have never thought it would have happened that quickly. And some interesting times, to say the least, over 18, 19, and obviously this year in 2020. But been happy to do it. And, you know, it's like I'd love to continue, but commitments and time just pulling me elsewhere. It doesn't mean I'm leaving town or business is here. I think I've said that. My family's here, and you know, I hope to be doing this for the next 30 years of my career, and, you know, having my business here in Frankfort. So not going anywhere, and I'm sure at some point in time I will definitely be back on the board. You know, I think it was 2 years ago, they said, hey, you know, 3 years from now you're going to be president, and I said absolutely not. Give me another 10 years or 15 years once the kids are out of school and out of activities, and we'll give it another run at that. So thanks everyone, I appreciate it. Thanks Bert for nominating or selecting me. And it's not a goodbye, it's just we'll see you in different times and in different places. So thank you.
Thank you, Bert.
Thanks.
Nice work.
Duly noted, Brett. I made notes of those comments.
I know the kids are going to enjoy having you coach them. But there's one thing I know I like to get to know people more than just on the board level, and getting to know you, seeing you interact with the kids, watching you through the window at the Dunkin' Donuts with your kids on a Saturday morning. You're lucky to have you. So congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And I mean, thank you, Chris, and the chamber staff as well. It's like, we couldn't do our jobs as committee chairs. And then like, sometimes I wonder, why do we have a committee chair when Chris and the staff there are doing all of the work? So thank you for thank you for everything that you've done over the last, 4 years or 5 years now that I've been here. So thank you.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks, Brett. So the next thing I get to do is this year we've come up with a special award honoring a local business that has done something exceptional this year. It's not often you find a business that's been around for a decade. It's not often you find one that's been around for 20 years, a score. But this one's been around for 100. And it's easy to know why once you meet John and everybody in the Herder family. So the chamber would like to recognize Herder Brothers as this year's Legacy Award recipient and recognize them for their 100 years in business. We've got little scripts here, so I'm going to try to follow everything. And if you know me, sometimes I might not follow it quite well. So and where did it go? Brett, you're getting another award.
Backwards.
I did go backwards. Herder Brothers, 1920 to 2020. Now I'm reading this from a newsletter that Chris sent over to me that they wrote. I think it's the Historic Society. It says, ironically, Herder Brothers business began at the end of 1918 flu pandemic and celebrates its 100th birthday in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic.
Amen.
Along the way, the corporation reflected many historic events and changes that impacted the business. John Herder, the second CEO of the corporation, cited a business professor at Eastern Illinois University, where John attended college, who said that a corporation was like a living being going through the same experiences that humans do. From 1920 to 2020, Herder Brothers experienced inflation, recession, war, depression, and technological advances and survived. For John, seeing the 100th anniversary of Herder Brothers was a dream come true. John's father, Gene, and Uncle Fred established Herder Brothers in Visitation Parish, Chicago, near 53rd and Halsted. I never even knew we had parishes. Horse-drawn wagons delivered firewood and ice to customers in the community. With the changing technologies of the 1920s, ice and wood delivery changed to coal and cartage of household goods. This time, also known as Prohibition, also prevented challenges to the independence of the firm. Bootleggers approached Eugene Herder to carry illegal alcohol. Wisely, Gene declined. I'm not sure his grandson Chris would have. The company transported unique products. Working closely with Kenny Brothers Funeral Home, chairs were delivered to private homes where family funerals were held. John shared a story his father loved to tell. In the first part of the 20th century, people believed they needed to be buried complete. A railroad man who lost a leg in the train accident requested his amputated leg be buried in his future gravesite. Herder Brothers delivered the severed leg to the cemetery, after which Gene proclaimed he only knew a man with one foot in the grave. World War II presented unique challenges with rationing and the emphasis on the war effort, yet the company persevered. The economic growth of the post-war years again transformed the company's role. With movement to new homes in suburban communities and the construction of interstate highways, the main focus became moving and long-distance hauling. At one point, Herder Brothers delivered to 40 states. In the 1960s, neighborhood changes and the long-distance trucking brought about yet another transformation. John's college roommate, Norm Sievert of Frankfort, advised John's dad to buy 20 acres in the industrial park south of the village in 1968. Bad investment, huh? After 58 years in Chicago, Herder Brothers found a new home and new opportunities right here in Frankfort. Changes continued throughout the last decades of the 20th century. The corporation expanded to its largest size of employees and was the #1 carrier for Mobile Chemical. Y'all remember Mobile Chemical? It was right out here, which is, what's that called now? That's
Aneco or Pactiv.
Active now.
Active.
Yeah, active. Now in the 21st century, corporate leadership is in the hands of the third generation, Chris Herder, John's son, our current board of directors. Business continues to evolve with many delivery destinations within 10 miles of Frankfort. John shared a story of an elderly customer who needed a piano moved but was uncomfortable allowing strange men into her home. Problem for Herder Brothers. The first all-girl crew, Chris's daughters, showed up to move the piano, much to the joy of the client. Perhaps Herder Brothers may face a name change in the future. In any case, the corporation will continue to evolve and meet the needs of their customers. Herder Brothers, happy 100 years. You've been an inspiration to all of us, and boy, 100 years in business. Chris, we're very happy for you. I don't know if your dad John's on here, and if your mom's listening from up above, we hope she is. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Award you the 2020 Legacy Award as the Legacy Award recipient. And before I ask you to say anything, Chris, the mayor sent over the proclamation honoring Herder Brothers. There's a lot of whereases in here, so don't make fun of me. Whereas Herder Brothers, Inc., which primarily services the Lincoln Way area and has been managed by 3 generations of the Herder family, celebrates its 100th anniversary this year. And whereas in 1920, Eugene Herder left his job at the Chicago Stockyards and started a hauling business with his 3 brothers. And whereas the business began on the corner of 53rd and Halsted in Chicago with a horse and a wagon delivering ice in the summer and coal and firewood in the winter. And whereas Eugene Herder's son, John Herder, came to work for Herder Brothers in 1964 and helped the business to diversify into freight hauling, furniture moving, and furniture storage. And whereas, can I have you spell whereas, by the way? Whereas the business spent a total of 57 years in Chicago at 2 separate locations before finding its home in Frankfort in 1977. And whereas John Herder's son, Christopher Herder, the current general manager, and his wife, Kim, run the company with the help of their 6 children. This will make him smile. Kara, Kate, Jesse, Maddie, Emma, and John.
Well
And
done.
whereas the family-owned business contributes its success and longevity on providing the best customer service and treating customers with care and respect. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the village president and board of trustees of the village of Frankfort, Will and Cook counties, Illinois, along with the good people of the Frankfort community, do hereby extend congratulations to Herder Brothers on its 100th anniversary and wish the Herder family much continued success in the future. In recognition thereof, I, Jim Holland, village president, have placed my hand and caused this great seal of the village of Frankfort to be affixed this 16th day of November, 2020. Congratulations, Herder Brothers.
Thank you very much.
And Chris, if you'd like to say anything.
Sure, it's been an amazing ride. I've never had another job. I can remember starting on the truck. Probably made some deliveries with my grandfather in the city. We used to deliver for IBM machines and paper and you name it. But as far as on the moving truck, probably when I was 12 or 13, I remember going out and giving estimates the week I got my license. I had to get my CDL because I got caught driving without one. My father would send me on moves when I was 18, 19, driving a semi, and that was, I didn't have a license for it, but it's a family business, so you do what you got to do. It's being a family business is pretty special. To hear the feedback and the phone calls come in about, your kids when they're out on the job is very touching. And my oldest daughter, Kara, does a great job. Moving people, it's probably the worst day of their life. And, it's up there with going to the dentist and divorce. It's just a very stressful time. And Kara brings compassion and oftentimes levity to the job. And she just does a phenomenal job with the crew and the equipment. And I couldn't be prouder. And the fact that 3 of the girls are out there, week after week, humping furniture and carrying on the name it's a wonderful thing. And I appreciate the recognition.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you. It's been so good to get to know you, but more importantly, to get to know your wife and daughters better the last few years. They really are a reflection of you and your dad and your mom, and I'm sure your grandpa. But we just wanted to make sure we recognize you because that's a big deal. 100 years in business.
Yeah, I wish we could have done something for it in
Yep.
2020. Hopefully 2021, we'll see some kind of banquet or something like that.
When we all get together, first drinks on me. You got it?
Sounds good. For the whole fam?
For the whole family, why not?
Nice.
Nice move, though. You got the whole family included. Good move. He loves his family. So anyway, congratulations again, Chris.
Thank you.
Yes. So next, it's my privilege to do some special recognition. We've mentioned him a few times tonight, but unfortunately, Mayor Holland couldn't be here with us tonight. But I think it goes without saying that for the past 16 years, the village has been better off because of Jim Holland as our mayor. And even more importantly, and I'll tell that to Jim all the time, his wife, Stacy, who has been by his side, who's always involved in the community. Her commitment to service to the Suburban Service League, the Lincoln Way High School District, and the village of Frankfort is great. So I'm sorry you couldn't be with us tonight, but I know he's at a meeting which is discussing important things like the closing of Kansas Street this summer, which is a possibility. And I served on the committee and couldn't be there tonight, so I could be here with you. But you know, Frankfort's a great community, and a lot of it has to do with Jim. So join me in congratulating Jim and wishing him well on his soon to be the end of his career, 16 years as our mayor. So thanks, Jim. So recently, Jim we were going to do the swearing in at this event, but because we weren't able to do it in person, Jim made it to our board meeting a week ago, I believe, and swore in the current board. So you have an official functioning board. So thank you again, for doing that for us last week, Jim. Well, that comes to the point where I get to say something, then you get rid of me, which is the best part, right, Laura?
No, it's not.
So I prepared a statement because sometimes I just ramble, as they all know, but I just wanted to make sure I said all the things I wanted to make sure you knew about this Chamber of Commerce. 2020, the year of COVID-19, changed the world. We'll never forget this, nor will we ever be the same. Charles Dickens, who I think is a former Frankfort business owner, may have said it best. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the season of hope. It was the winter of despair. Boy, could we live with those words these days, couldn't we? True as they ever were. So local businesses were closed for an extended time. Some even closed forever this year. Others flourished as they adapted to a rapidly changing world, as the saying goes. The Frankfort Chamber of Commerce was no exception. As every president before me, I had great expectations for the year, and so many initiatives we wanted to do this year, so many ideas that we all shared as a board that we wanted to do. And, you know, it started out the year, we were hopeful and energized. We had our first board meeting and charted a direction. We came up with plans for the year. Our second board meeting, we elected to have a team building event. We went to Whirly Ball. We had a great time. We bonded like boards do, like boards should. It became a friendship amongst us while we worked together. Then March came and everything changed. We had to close the office and go to this new form of Zoom meetings. I wish I would have bought stock in Zoom back in March, but guess we didn't. But what would we do? What could we do? You know, we first looked at our budget. That was the first thing we did. We looked at it without events and looked at an anticipated drop in membership. And honestly, we were looking at well over $200,000 in losses for our Chamber of Commerce. And we could have just sat back and sat on our reserves and done nothing, but this board became remarkable. We started working on things. We sharpened our pencils. We did the tough work. We made cuts. We changed programs, and to the savings of about $150,000, I think, is about the amount that we took off of that. So we took care of your Chamber of Commerce. We met weekly to strategize and reorganize. You would think that going into a pandemic, you couldn't meet in person. That would mean we wouldn't have to meet once a month every month. We met weekly. The board did what we had to do for you, our chamber members, because That's what we were elected to do. We went into survival mode and we came out of it pretty well. The committees met. They not even known if the events could take place. The Fall Fest committee continued to meet. The events committee continued to meet. The business expo committee continued to meet. The golf committee, actually, they got to have a golf outing. And it was a very interesting year to watch these committees work so hard, many of them knowing that they couldn't complete their event this year, but they knew they had to stay on top of it just in case we could, and also to move forward for next year. But out of all of it came really a new model for our chamber, a new way of doing business. It became clear that change was coming and we needed to embrace it. So as we move into 2021, we're still not settled, but we're definitely ready for what's next. I want to tell you that the board went above and beyond, and I'm excited for what the chamber is becoming, an even stronger voice for our business community. In closing, I want to pay a special tribute to Chris and Carrie in our office, who kept the ship upright when it could have just turned over and sunk at any given minute. We so appreciate you guys working from home, coming in when you needed to, and just really kind of taking the lead on everything. And my good friend and fellow second generation business owner, Harry Diarcoli of Enrico's Italian Restaurant, he retires this year. He moves off of our board as past president, but it was his third year serving as president. Harry, I love you, man, and I can't wait to share more lemon pie or banana cream pie with you at your place. And we'll continue to work together, and Harry is staying involved. And finally, thank you to the members who hold the faith in me to allow me to be your 2020 president. And now, the best part is turning it over to my good friend. She's going to be great as your president. Laura Vroom, it's all yours, baby. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being my friend. And thank you for saying Paul can go on the bourbon trail with me. Paul, you got that?
You never said that.
Okay. Laura, it's all yours. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bert.
Thank you, Bert, very much. Let's all hear it for Bert, please. Unbelievable leadership, unbelievable man, and unbelievable guide through the roughest year I'm pretty sure this chamber has had ever. So just a really great man. So at this time, I'm really excited to introduce our board for 2021. And I am going to kind of go through names. Judy is not on. Am I correct, Chris?
He has not come on, no.
Okay, so we're gonna just slide right through her, Bert, if we could. And Lisa, I'm sorry to put you on as first, but Chris kind of sent us all a little bit of guideline to just share a little bit about ourselves so that those that watch this can be like, who is that? And get to know us a little bit in this time of where social media and information on websites is really how you get to know people. So Lisa, if you don't mind leading us.
Not at all. My name is Lisa, obviously. I'm a 20-year Frankfort resident, and I've been the proud owner of White Street Market for the last 3 years. It was a store that was previously owned by Vicki Hansen, who was a member of the chamber, and she encouraged me to do the same. So I've never regretted that. I've been married to Barry for 21 years, and we have 3 children. Kira, who's 20, a junior at Miami of Ohio, and she's completing her final year. She's graduating a whole year early, so we're super proud of her. Sophie, who's 18, she's a senior at Lincoln Way East. And then our son Declan, who is in 7th grade, he's 12 at Hickory Creek Middle School. When I purchased White Street Market, like I said, I didn't think twice about joining the chamber. I certainly know of its value just based on speeches I've done in the past at local chambers through my positions in marketing and communication. I am so excited to be a part of this board, and even I'm really looking forward to chairing the new education committee for our business partners in Frankfort, where we will develop new initiatives and new programs to help people succeed in business, especially during the challenging times, but also just to help them along when it's not so challenging, just through basic customer service skills, social media and other strategies they can use just to continue to succeed as business owners. Personally, I'd love to be a business resource for a lot of local business owners and just people who are new to Frankfort. Things that I've learned over the last 3 years as a business owner. I've never done any sort of thing like this, like retail, but I've certainly learned a lot in those 3 years. Just thank you to the Chamber for your trust in me and in this position. And I look forward to serving all of you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
We're happy to have you, Lisa.
Thank
We're
you.
very happy to have you. Jim, if you would like to and be willing to go next, please.
Sure. My name is Jim McFarland. I live here in Frankfort for the last 5 years. I have 2 daughters. I have a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old. Let's see, I have a wife who works in corporate America in the city. One of the reasons that brought us here to Frankfort was the quaint downtown and its proximity to the train station for her to get into the city. And about 4 years ago, I moved my business from the Shorewood area here to downtown Frankfort, and that's when I joined the Chamber. I'm very excited to be a part of the board to kind of carry on the tradition and the stability that Bert gave the Chamber this last year in these trying times. We got a lot of energy, and I feel as some of my background came from a family that's been in small business. My grandfather owned a music store in the Joliet area for 37 years. And bringing all the talent that I've had in helping out there in trying times to the Chamber to help other businesses and how we can advocate and push for our residents, other businesses, shop local, shop small. I think that is one of my big hang-ups is I deal with a lot of different businesses and they don't think sometimes to try to shop local. It's really easy just to go on Amazon.com and find something and have it shipped. So that's one of my big pet peeves is how can we embed into what we do ourselves as a chamber, but also in everything we do with our neighbors and friends to try to get them to shop local, because all of us here that are, part of the chamber, we're the ones that are supporting the local organizations like my daughter's softball team and league here, the Frankfort Girls Softball Association and Camp Manitoka and all kinds of different other organizations that really are supported by us local small businesses. So that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited to be part of the chamber to help continue for that movement and to push forward and to bring my background also in events to assist with Fall Fest to make sure that we can bring something back, whatever scale it is, that Frankfort's able to bring that, because it's another great asset, not only for the community, but also as for the chamber for revenue. And I look forward to working.
Okay, Bert. All right, Dana, my friend. If you could please go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Awesome picture, by the way.
Well, just to start with a side note, the reason that it's just me and the dog, Jefferson, who is just by my side actually. 2020 was a trying year. Obviously, the paper closed. I saw, Chris, it was really cool. The article though for the Frankfort station did an article about the Herder family, which was awesome. So that was cool in the slideshow. So I'm Dana Anderson. This is my second year on the board. I work now for Save On Magazine, which you probably received it in the mailbox last week. I am a marketing consultant, and so I sell advertising. I also do digital postcards, things like that. Family, I have a big family, but I don't have any children or a husband. But recently I've taken over a lot of maternal things when it comes to kids and raising. So I help my brothers out a lot. I live in Orland Park. I don't know. I may be the only one that doesn't live around there in Frankfort. I live in Orland Park. I'm on the southwest corner, so it only takes me about 10 minutes to get to Frankfort. I've been a chamber member for 7+ years, I want to say, Chris. And I'm trying to think, I'm just looking at some of the questions. Why did I become a chamber member? Why I'm on the board? When I first started the chamber, and I've mentioned this during our meet, greet, and network the other day, I was like, geez, I don't know how to meet people. I mean, it was hard, and I'm very social, but going to a meeting when you don't really know a lot of people is kind of scary. So I was like, heck, I might as well just, go try to get onto some committee so I can meet maybe 5-10 people at a time, and they're forced to see me on a monthly basis. So, and so that seemed to work pretty well. And I thought events would be great because obviously I tend to smile a lot and I normally have a good time unless I'm really stressed. 2020, we were really stressed, but we really didn't have any events, so it wasn't terrible. So that's what it's all about. I love being on the chamber. I've met so many good people that I call good friends. I never realized the idea or the wording of buy local, shop local. I do all that now. So other than that, for fun, I play tennis and I play golf. A lot of people don't know I've worked at Silver Lake Country Club for the last 25 years. So I'm pretty competitive when it comes to golf. I bartend, so I'm also competitive in other aspects. That's about it.
I can attest to that.
I know. I'm excited about 2021 and I'm hoping that things will really open up for us. And I'm so sick of COVID because last year was a bad year. So.
Yeah. Dana, thank you so much. And, Dana, I think the more and more we're authentic with people who are in business, like you just shared, it's hard to go to a meeting. It's hard to get to know people. But once you do, you can call them lifelong friends is the way that we are going to continue to grow this chamber. So thank you for being authentic with us and sharing that. And I know it will be the beginning of making other people feel that way too.
Awesome.
So thanks, friend. All right, Jason, you ready?
Oh, there's me. By the way, Dana, it's funny what you learn about people. I've never seen you struggle meeting a new person, so that's news to me.
Truth.
Yeah, my name is Jay McAllister or Jason, whichever you prefer. And I am.
What do you prefer, Jason?
What do I prefer?
Yeah.
I think I prefer Jay. There's a funny story behind that. When I first came into business, which was about 7 years ago, I thought, okay, I'm the young guy on the block. I've got to do everything I can to establish my credibility. So at that point in time, everyone in my life called me Jay. But I figured let's switch to the full birth certificate name so that way I can establish some semblance of credibility. And it's funny because just recently I've decided, a lot of the reason you start a business is you want the freedom to operate as you see fit. And yet it's ironic. One of the first things I did is to do something like that had me conform to what I thought was the societal norm. So I prefer Jay, but I will not get offended either way. But like I mentioned, I've been in business for 7 years. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Paragon Tech in New Lenox. We are an IT managed service firm. We basically help law firms and other professional services to automate and create efficiency through the use of technology. As far as family, I'm the middle child. I have 2 sisters. They are both in the medical field. So I don't know what happened with me, but I got the technology bug and I've kind of stuck with it. My mom is she's an accountant. Dad is also in IT as well. So we're all kind of in those professional services fields. Dana, I don't live in Frankfort either. I live in Joliet currently. Really born and raised in Frankfort, went through Lincoln Way East and was a longtime resident there, moved to Joliet so that my girlfriend and I, Jessica, could it would make it a little easier for her to get into work since she works in Plainfield. But trust me, I'm gunning to be able to move back into Frankfort. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I've been a chamber member for about 5 years. The chamber was one of the first organizations that I joined after starting my business. And, you know, it's one of those things that has been really exciting to meet people in the community. And it's been kind of a full circle thing for me, where I grew up in Frankfort, and now, you know, and I went to Fall Fest, and I was seeing things from that viewpoint. And it's funny now, being a member and obviously on the board for the chamber, now seeing the other end and seeing all of the planning that goes into these events. And it's just, it's amazing how many moving parts come together to create these awesome events that take place each year. So it's been really cool to see the other side of things. You know, I'm really excited to be on the board. The main thing for me is this, you know, growing up, you know, starting my company, I always wanted to be able to help other people and help businesses. But really, you know, initially I struggled finding, how can I be most impactful? How can I utilize the limited resources that I have to be able to make the most impact? And joining the chamber has been awesome, because now this is my ability to have a direct effect on the community that I work and that I work in and that I grew up in, and to be able to implement ways that we can create commerce and just bring energy and that and liveliness to the community. So really happy to be a part of the chamber. Thank you all for entrusting me with this position, and I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. So here's to 2021 and it being the greatest year ever.
Amen. And I pray that, I mean, we're excited to have you as part of the role here, and that you do bring a great energy, and we are very excited to have you be part of that. And honestly, I think Meet, Greet, Network is blessed to have you, and I think that they'll just be fun. So keep bringing that energy and keep bringing that, and continue to do what Brett has done before you, and it's going to be an awesome year. So thanks so much, Jay. John is not with us this evening, but John is, we all know, is a good friend of the chamber and of the whole village of Frankfort. So thank you, John, and we hope to hear from you soon. My brother Bert.
Well, back to me. This is, first of all, Bert Banke, past president, but mostly owner of Banke Photographers. We have come here. Got my better half here with me. See me there now.
Look at how cute.
My wife Cindy and I run a photography studio. Cindy is the herders. We will be celebrating our 65th anniversary in business in 2021. It was started by my parents, so we're second generation. Cindy is from Southern Illinois and moved up here in 1991, which is 30 years for her to be up here. I can't believe she's been up here that long. And we're a photography studio. We're in downtown Frankfort, right at ground zero, as I call it, right where the information booth is for Fall Fest, next to Francesca's. And as far as chamber membership, I remember in the office, Chris showed a little plaque that was like decoupaged with a membership certificate. I was a teenager helping my parents put those on the wood blocks back in the 70s. So we're chamber members. I think my parents were part of the charter membership of the Chamber of Commerce. We totally love Frankfort. I've talked to you all night, so I'm not going to go on and on, but we're portrait photographers. We do corporate branding, and we do a lot. We love what we do. You know, we never worked a day in our life because we're photographers. We love what we do. But we have 2 children, 1 each. We're a second marriage, so we have truly have two only children. Our son Al lives in Austin, Texas, is a musician and works for a photography business out of Orlando, Florida, that he runs from Austin. To Jeff, and they have our granddaughter, Scarlett, a realtor in the Phoenix area, and Scarlett's the joy of our life.
Yep.
As we do it now, and we like to travel, we like to get along, and next month, or no, in 2 months, in March, we're going on our first RV trip. So if one of us comes back here and the other one is missing, you'll know which one of us survived the RV. But, you know, we love Frankfort. We love the Chamber of Commerce. I took a break from the Chamber for a few years while we had our business in Mokina. But, you know, this is a very special town and a very special chamber. And with this new board of directors you guys have, man, you're going to do great things. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Bert and Kippy. Honestly, I personally just am overwhelmed by the friendship and also, honestly, the leadership of Bert. And I can share that a little bit later when I introduce myself, but he has taught me so many things this last year by being steady and just being patient with me as I tried to learn how to do this. So very thankful for him and his leadership.
Thankful for you, Laura.
My brother, Christopher.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Herder. Mostly go by Chris. I'm the owner of Herder Brothers, which is a family-owned and operated business since 1920. My grandfather started it with two brothers at the end of, like Bert was saying, at the end of the last worldwide pandemic. They were in the back of the yards neighborhood, which was 53rd and Halsted, until 1972, when they moved to 45th and Tripp. In 1977, my mother and father moved the family and the business out to Frankfort. And currently I run the business from my farm just south of town in Green Garden. On Thursday nights, I open my window and I get a free concert. That's how close we are to CD and me. We're a local moving company that primarily operates in Will County, but does branch out a little bit from that. And then probably another 60% of our business, which most people don't know about, is we have a trucking company. We have 2 full-time drivers and 2 part-time drivers, including myself. And that has certainly kept us busy and will continue to keep us busy for a while. Those drivers are out 6 days a week and sometimes 7. Family businesses are great. I get to work with my favorite people in the entire world. My wife, Kim, of 27 years, works with me in the office and also does the packing for the customers. And at one time or another, all 6 of my kids have been on the truck. As was talked about before, my oldest daughter, Kara, drives the truck and manages the crew. Jesse and Maddie are also on the crew with her. My daughter, Kate, is the music director at Peatone High School and Junior High School. And then we have two kids, Emma and John, a senior and a junior, still in high school. And Emma is actually right now set up to go to Milliken and play softball, but she's also exploring rowing crew at the University of Oklahoma, and that'll pan out in the next week. John is a monster tuba player and is looking at the University of Montana in Missoula to continue that and maybe follow his older sister, Kate, in music education. And we have a grandson, Dean. I turned 50 and a grandfather in the same week in 2019. That was something else. This is actually my 3rd year on the chamber board. The first 2 were as a director. And this year I am the secretary. And I enjoy all the events. I enjoy the networking and the volunteering. And through all those things, I've met some pretty incredible people, and I've reconnected with people that I've known for a long time, including Bert. I've known Bert and the Bankies pretty much my entire life. I also enjoy volunteering my kids to do events, and they end up loving it, especially when they get to work with their Uncle Bert. Currently, I'm the liaison to the Concerts on the Green Committee, which is fitting because music has been a very big part of my life. And I've been on that committee just as a member since probably the mid-90s. Other things I'm involved around in Frankfort include the Frankfort Brass Band, Operation Playground, and Frankfort Girls Softball, where I'm on the board with Jim McFarland. I've also been in a swing band since 1986. Oddly enough, the summer after I get kicked out of Lincoln Way Marching Band. Although I can't remember the last time we did, Kim and I love to travel, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting back to a more normal community of events, dining, chili cook-offs, and concerts.
Amen. Thank you, Chris. And again, congratulations on 100 years. I mean, that's an unknown, and that you love your family and working with them is so honorable and meaningful to all of us, and that we can all love our families and work well together with them like you do is just a true gift to watch. So thank you, Chris.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Kim just told me that there's a chamber member, Frankfort, that's been in business since right after or right around the Civil War.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not sure. We should look into that. I
We
think they're,
should.
yeah, I think they're Mokina maybe.
Okay. All right, we'll check it out. Mr. Gary, what you got for us tonight?
Good evening. Hi, I'm Gary Gennady. I'm with Gennady Insurance Group. I have an agency that's on White Street in downtown Frankfort. We're a full lines insurance agency. I've been very fortunate enough to have two of my children, Krista, working for me. My two oldest ones, I have 4 boys. My 2 oldest work for me, and my third son is a CPA with the McGladrey firm downtown, and then my 4th son he's a engineer for Chicago Bridge and Iron. So I'm very blessed to have 4 children, and I'm blessed to have 2 children that work for me. It makes coming to work a lot easier. It's not really work, like Chris had said. It's just a joy. I know they like to think, I'm 64 years old. When am I going to retire? I like going to work every day and seeing them. So it's pretty. They're going to have a hard time getting me out. But I've been very blessed. I live in Frankfurt. I've been basically, I've had the business in Frankfurt for the last 15 years. I think I've been a part of the chamber ever since I've been in Frankfurt. I've been on board a couple stints. I think this is my 2nd stint, and we've been on 3 years, and it's been a great experience. So again, when they called me a couple years ago, I was hesitant whether I really wanted to give the time and the effort to get involved, but being with everyone here, it's been a joy. And I always wanted to be the local community insurance agency, and that's kind of the reason I went to Frankfurt. It's quaint. It was a nice place to be. I wanted to be downtown, so we bought a building in the downtown area, and it gave me an opportunity to get involved and be part of the community. And the only way you can be part of the community is giving back and spending time in the community and sharing experiences with people within the community. And it's been, I've been blessed. I've really had a lot of friendships I've made, but more than anything else, it's just great to see people coming together and trying to make the area as nice as it is. And that's why everybody wants to move to Frankfurt, because it's just a great place to be, and I'm grateful for that. The last 3 years with the board and the troubles that we've gone through over the last year, to see the people digging in like we have, Bert had a heck of a job on his hands, and I think he had a great mentor in Harry that stuck around and tried to help us all out, and they've done a remarkable job. The staff at Chris and Carrie, the staff, we all do our jobs, and we like to think that we're doing a great thing, but really we'd be nothing without them, and they're there to help you. So when you're thinking about getting involved, don't be afraid of it, because we have people in the back of the scenes that will really help you out and make it easy. It's not hard to be part of it. And so when you're looking at maybe, well, should I get involved? Should I not get involved? Don't be afraid to, because it's really, we've got the supporting staff that's there to help you and make it easy and guide you through anything you might be worried about. So please get involved. We got Jay, he's our youngster on our board right now. And we need youngsters to multiply. We need some young blood to come in and be part of this too. So it's exciting to see the direction we're going. And Laura's been just, for her to take it on right now under these circumstances, we're really blessed. So it's been a great time for me, and I'm very fortunate to be where we're at. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Gary. And you're right. This has been a hard year, but honestly, it took all of us. It took all of us to just say, we're in it. We're going to do this. We're going to work well together. I don't think there was one moment this last year that we all didn't just kind of go, okay, yep, we agree. Give me the information and let's keep moving forward. So Thank you for your leadership as treasurer, and thank you also for just your presence in the golf outing and just all that you do for the village of Frankfort. I also am very thankful that I got to spend an afternoon in one of the snow globes at the wine thief that had Gary's name on it. So just a constant goodness to our village. So thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Pauline, if you're ready to go for us, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah. My name is Pauline Majewski. I am the previous owner of the White Street Cafe in Frankfort. I founded the cafe in 2013 and I sold it last August. You know, crazy selling a business during the pandemic, but I did, and I'm very grateful for that. I have been a chamber member since I opened the business, and I always have felt that being a member was just so instrumental in helping me to grow a business from the ground up. And then when I was on the board the first time from 2015 to 2019, and that was just, it was just such a good experience. I loved it so much. And again, I feel that it really helped contribute to the overall success that we enjoyed at the cafe. My husband and I have lived in Frankfort for about 17 years now. It's the second marriage for both of us. So we also have a little Brady Bunch kind of family situation. He had 2 children and I have 2 children. A lot of people know my older son, Nick, as he worked at the cafe for the whole 7 years we were there. We are almost empty nesters. My youngest son is in the process of looking at properties in Frankfort and Mokina. So we're excited about that. And we'll be done, hopefully, after almost 32 years of caring for other people. I'm glad that that's over. I'm super excited to be back. Like I said, this is my second time on the board, and I feel this time I really want to help other businesses like I was helped the first time. I'm really excited. I'm going to be the chair of the marketing committee, so I think that's kind of fitting. Is my goal for myself personally to be on the chamber this year. Like I said, it was just so helpful to be on the chamber in so many ways. I learned from other members. I learned from board members. The networking, the knowledge is just, you just can't ask for anything better. So I'm looking forward to paying that back and helping others.
Thank you, Pauline. And again, it's interesting, Pauline, because when I started, they mourned you being off the board. So it's very nice to have you back. I think just hearing your heart right there about how you want to help other businesses is going to reap great benefits for all of Frankfort. Because if our heart is right to want to help other businesses, and that is where we and how we come to this board, the more we'll be able to do that because people know what your heart is. So thank you very much for bringing that to us.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Tom, my brother in trouble.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Van Dellen. I am a financial planner with Prudential Advisors right here in Frankfort at the Crown Center. I can see the football team when they're in season practicing from our window. But really, with Prudential, my mission is to help individuals, families, and small businesses make plans that will allow their resources to actually outlive them instead of the other way around. But I've been in Frankfort. This is the longest my wife Kathy and I have lived anywhere. We're going on 19 years here. We have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son who all went through the 157C schools system and also graduated from Lincoln Way East. All 3 graduated from college, and all 3 as of last year are married. My oldest, Megan, lives in Minneapolis with her husband and 3 kids of her own. So I have 3 grandkids. Piper is the granddaughter, and Axel, a strong German name. And then Soren is they like Northern European names for some reason. So that's fun that we don't see them all that often, since they're, especially in the winter, since they're in Minnesota. So it's hard to get out there. yeah, so we had 2 COVID weddings last year. My son in July, he actually was able to have 50 people at his, and my daughter was just had a small family church wedding. Hopefully we'll have the reception later this year in September. But yeah, I think I've been on the board. This is going on my 3rd year. But I'm really excited to be a part of this board, getting some experience now in a leadership role, trying to be Laura's right-hand person, just like she was Bert's right-hand person last year. But I think not only being in the chamber, but being on the board is a great way to feel the pulse of the community. I'm also president of our local Kiwanis Club, which is another great way to get out to see what's going on in our community. I get to work with great people again this year. Some great new people that I've hopefully get to know pretty quickly and pretty well over the next at least the next year, maybe longer than that. But it's great to be part of an organization that really truly wants to see our community thrive, and that really starts with our local businesses. It's great to be part of something that's greater than myself. I think that's really the focus of all of us here, is to really promote something that can be together, that's going to be greater than what we can do on our own. But just things that I like to do. Basketball is my favorite sport, so I officiate basketball games. I've been doing that for 7 something years. It's a little slow right now, so I have to drive over the border into Indiana to do games at this point. But it's I love running. If it's not after the grandkids, but running on my own and bike riding. Golf, Dana, I didn't realize you were an avid golfer, so maybe you're gonna have to give me lessons. And I was speaking with Chris Herder a couple months ago, and we go back a long ways in the music world. He actually took lessons from the same person I took trumpet lessons from. So I think maybe one of my new hobbies might be playing in the brass band with Chris eventually.
That'd be awesome.
That's another one of my interests, I guess a bucket list, to get back into playing the trumpet, which I haven't played in probably 15 or 20. Well, since I moved out here, actually. Been too busy with other things. But yeah, so I'm glad to be on this board. I'm glad to be on the board, period. I appreciate you putting your trust in me to be VP this year, which is basically a president in training. So I'm going to be leaning on Laura a lot this year to try to learn from her guidance. So thank you, everybody.
No, thank you, Tom, and oh, I need you, brother. Oh, I need you. But I'm excited for what you bring to us, and just what I appreciate from Tom is he's just very level and knows. He just is knowledgeable, and he's clear in what he's thinking and what's going forward. He asks great questions. So I think we will all be just honored by him being our vice president and our internal vice president and walking us through those things. So Tom, I'm just thankful you're here and part of our team. So I get to close us off tonight. No one else has joined us, right, Chris? Okay. I'm not hearing you, Chris, so I'm just going to go with no one has. So I'm Laura Broom. I am the new president this year. First of all, I'm honored and humbled by being able to take on this role. It has been a really great learning experience for me. I have actually been a member of the chamber for 22 years through Manitoba Ministries. I'm the executive director there. Manitoba has been in the village of Frankfort for 65 years. And sometimes it's been the best unknown place. Everybody wonders what happens over there with the red buildings. But we are trying to change that a little bit and try to get it so everybody knows what happens over there, and that it's an organization that people can all come to and enjoy and be part of. We service a lot of children, mostly in the Frankfort area, and care for the Frankfort kids through summer camp, but we do a lot of school groups and things like that throughout the rest of the year. I have been excited to take on the chamber in the role of president. Again, like I said before, it's very humbling. I've never done anything like this before in my life. I am a first-time board person. I joined 3 years ago and had a nice coffee with Harry. Never ever dreamed that I would ever be the president in that lovely coffee at White Street Cafe, Pauline. And so it's been just a really great learning experience for me. I truly believe that we have an awesome chamber. I think we have an awesome chamber board. I believe that a lot of things are going to be happening in Frankfort in the next couple of years, from the meetings that are happening at the village about Kansas Street to a lot of our, I think the vision this year has enabled us with Bert's leadership, and just some things that have happened has enabled us to understand that we are here for our businesses. We want to help our businesses be successful. And that is really what we want to see happen. So if that's an individual business owner or if that is a corporation, our whole goal is to make them more visible, more profitable, and more connected, in that we can help each other. Again, I think if COVID has not done anything, it has taught us all that individuality can be very lonely and can lead us to places that we don't enjoy. We want to know people, we want to work together with people, and we want to grow with people. And so I think I'm excited for those reasons to be part of the chamber this year. To lead the chamber into growing into relationships where we understand that we are all better if we connect. We're all better if we think about what's best for the other businesses around us, and can grow in how we develop each other, ourselves. And I think I'm excited for education. I think I'm excited for our field to give our people more knowledge about how to be good business members, and then also our marketing to show and help people understand that we're here for you, and that we want to work with the village. We want to work with the new leadership coming into the village to make Frankfort the best it can be. So I am extremely excited, because this is my point right now to share with you our new executive director, and that is Chris. And we all know that she is that. You guys, we don't even understand a little bit of how blessed we are that she is going to lead us and help us get to where we need to go in this next year. So Chris, if you want to share any thoughts or words, please take over here. But again, I want everybody on the chamber board and in the chamber to know that Laura Room is here to help you and to care for you and to work with you to make your business the best it can be in 2021. So go ahead, Chris.
Thanks, Laura. If you all listen to every word that these people said on this amazing board, I am so blessed to be here right now. I couldn't be more grateful that you have given me this opportunity. I joined the chamber in 2016 as the events and communications coordinator, and I've loved everything about the chamber. I love planning events and helping our members connect. It's really been just a complete joy getting to know so many amazing people and having fun while I'm doing it. Yeah, there's a lot of stressful times too, but when it comes around to everything, it's a lot of fun, and we're really blessed to have the board that we do, because I know a lot of other chambers don't have an active, caring, really involved board like we do. So again, really blessed. I'm looking forward to continuing to build relationships, foster connections, and work with the board to develop new ways to better serve our members and help them build and have their businesses prosper, and just to make Frankfort a better place. It's already an awesome place, but even a better place to live, work, play, do everything here. We've got it all here, so we just need to keep promoting it. Love local, that's our theme. I've lived in Frankfort since 2013. I grew up in the Homewood-Flossmoor area actually covered Frankfort when I worked for the Star newspaper in the late 90s. Have used to come to Windy Hill Farm when my girlfriend, when I was little, she had her horse there. So I've always loved Frankfort. And my son is a junior at Lincoln Way East. And I have an older son, 27-year-old, who lives in Florida. I can't say enough about Frankfort. If you know me, you know I love Frankfort. In my spare time, I like to be outside walking around town, riding my bike around town, and I always have my phone taking pictures, posting a lot of pictures about and around town and every season. Now, lately, I just haven't gotten into the cold, so there's not been many, but I love to take hikes in the woods and explore new places, learn about new things, and try and figure out what I can bring here that I learn about. I recently learned how to play pickleball through the Park District and had a blast with that. I'm really looking forward to the warm weather when I can take advantage of their new courts out at Commissioners Park. So I'm very happy to be here. Look forward to 2021 with this board and beyond. And we've got a lot of great things coming. So thanks again. I appreciate it all.
Don't forget about the color purple.
Oh yeah, my favorite color.
It's funny.
Awesome.
It's funny, Chris, because you are actually the first person I ever interacted with from the Frankfort Chamber. When I had first joined, and actually before I joined, it was at a meet and greet and network, and you were the first person you approached me, and you said, "Hey, let me take your picture," and you took you took a picture of me, and that sparked the conversation, and I met a lifelong friend. So you've done a really great job, and I just want to make sure that I gave you your kudos for that, and thanks for being so inclusive and making me feel at home here.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay.
I'm excited because I truly believe that she continues to do that every day, and that the people of Frankfort are going to know that the chamber is out for them, because our executive director is out for them, and she cares about the members, and she cares about the people of our chamber, and we are very, very blessed to have her in that role. And I just know she's going to do fantastic. I don't even question in a minute. So with that being said, we're going to just have a time of sharing now. If people need to go, this went a little longer than maybe we thought it would. But if people have, Bert is very sad because my husband Paul is not on.
Laura, can I stop for a second and just say to everyone, I want to say goodbye so I can end the recording.
Okay, everybody say goodbye, wave a little bit.
Hi, everybody.
We hope to see you at our real celebration soon.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
It's the
Hope to see you
2021.
someday.